China has a secret weapon. It is being sent to Iran right now, as we speak, and could turn the entire Middle East upside down in a matter of weeks. Israel is worried about this, but are they doing enough to stop it? And what can you do to make sure you don't miss our upcoming videos on this very important story? Well, hit the like button now, and I promise to get back to you. We've got a lot to cover today. Let's dive straight in. In October of 2022, Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi traveled to Beijing to meet with Xi Jinping. The two leaders announced a major new agreement that will see trade between the two nations increase by $400 billion over the next 10 years. But it was the secret deals made behind closed doors during the trip that had the greatest significance. Now, these were not your normal deals either. This was a partnership between two rogue regimes committed to spreading chaos across the Middle East and beyond. Raisi, who is known as the Butcher of Tehran, due to his involvement in the killing of thousands of Iranian dissidents during the late 1980s, was invited to China at the personal request of Xi himself. And while there, he signed a number of agreements with the Chinese leader, including a 25-year cooperation deal that will see China supply Iran with state-of-the-art military technology. And that's when the first red flags went up. The United States, which has been trying to contain China's rise on the world stage for decades, was quick to condemn the visit and warn Iran of the consequences. But everyone ignored them, and the deal went ahead anyway. So what exactly is China getting out of this deal? What is their endgame here? And most importantly, how does it affect you? Well, let me explain. China's economy is built on exports. They manufacture goods which are then shipped around the world and sold to consumers in other countries. In recent years, however, China has faced increasing competition from other major players, such as the United States, South Korea, and Japan. In order to stay ahead of the pack, China needs to keep innovating and developing new technologies, and that's where Iran comes in. Iran is rich in natural resources, especially oil and gas. These resources are in high demand around the world, and China is no exception. By forming an alliance with Iran, China gains access to these valuable resources and the ability to control them. Now, this gives China several advantages over its competitors. Firstly, it has access to cheap energy, which it can use to power its factories and keep production costs low. Secondly, it can use its control over Iran's resources to influence other countries in the region. And finally, it can also develop new technologies that could eventually replace those currently held by its competitors. China and Iran have a lot to gain from each other. China gets a reliable source of natural resources and a new market for its goods, while Iran gets access to Chinese technology and investment. It's a win-win situation for both countries. But the same cannot be said for Israel. Now, this may come as a surprise to some people who don't know much about the history of the region. But Israel and Iran have been sworn enemies since the former's creation in 1948. The two countries have fought numerous wars against one another, and there is no love lost between them. The recent nuclear deal between world powers and Iran has only served to strengthen this rivalry. As Israel sees the deal as a betrayal of their security interests, the main reason why these two countries are so hostile towards one another is over land. Both countries claim the same piece of land as their own, and neither is willing to back down. This has led to a lot of bloodshed over the years, and it doesn't look like it will end anytime soon. And that is why Israel is so concerned about the growing relationship between China and Iran. If China provides Iran with advanced military technology, then Israel's security could be at risk. They would then be up against an enemy that has the backing of the world's second largest economy, and that would be a tough battle to win. Now, Israel has already been fighting a number of wars in recent years. The last thing they want is to be dragged into another one. Now, China has been supplying Iran with drones, missiles, surveillance equipment, and other military technology for years. But recently, the stakes have been raised. China has begun sharing sensitive information with Iran that could be used to develop new weapons. This includes things like satellite imagery and other intelligence data that could help Iran develop new weapons. Additionally, China has also been training Iranian soldiers on how to use the equipment that they are supplying to them. This has led to a lot of concern from Israel, who believe that their security could be at risk. There is one piece of technology in particular that Israel is worried about. It is the development of hypersonic missiles by China. These are missiles that travel at speeds of up to Mach 5, making them extremely difficult to shoot down. If Iran were to acquire these missiles, then Israel would be in serious trouble. That is because Israel would not be able to defend itself against them, and these missiles could be used to target civilian and military installations deep inside Israel. Israel has taken some steps to try and counter this threat. They have developed their own hypersonic missile defense system called the Iron Dome, but it is not clear if this system would be effective against Chinese hypersonic missiles. Additionally, Israel has also tried to build relationships with other countries in the region in an attempt to isolate Iran. But so far this has not really worked. Many Arab countries have good relations with Iran and are not interested in getting involved in the conflict. As tensions rise, Israel is feeling more and more pressure to take action. Many people in Israel feel that the government is not doing enough to protect them from the threat posed by Iran. There are calls for the Israeli government to take a more aggressive stance against Iran and its allies. Some people even believe that Israel should consider launching a preemptive strike against Iran's nuclear facilities. However, it is not all doom and gloom. There are also some positive developments on the horizon. The Abraham Accords, a series of peace deals that were signed between Israel and some Arab countries in 2020, have opened up new possibilities for cooperation in the region. Israel is now focusing on building relationships with these countries in an effort to counter the threat posed by Iran. Additionally, Israel is also investing heavily in its own military capabilities. They are developing new weapons systems and training programs in an effort to stay ahead of the curve. When it comes to national defense, now there is no doubt that the threat posed by Iran and its allies is serious. However, it is important to remember that Israel is a resilient country. It has been through a lot over the past few decades and has come out stronger each time. Israel has a strong military and a lot of international support. It is unlikely that Iran will be able to take them out anytime soon. That being said, it is important for Israel to stay vigilant and take the necessary steps to protect itself. A large part of this is staying informed and aware of the latest developments in the region. Unfortunately, most of the media coverage of the conflict is biased and one-sided. It can be difficult to find objective and accurate information, and that's where you come in. We are a news platform dedicated to bringing you the latest updates on the conflict between Israel and Iran. We believe in the importance of balanced and unbiased reporting, and we are committed to providing you with the information you need to form your own opinion. Our team of journalists is on the ground in Israel, working around the clock to bring you the most accurate and up-to-date coverage of the conflict. We understand that this is a difficult time for everyone, and we are committed to doing everything we can to help you stay informed. That's why we are offering all of our content for free. We believe that everyone deserves to know what is going on, and we are committed to making that possible. Now, if you would like to help us continue our work, we ask that you please consider subscribing to our channel. Your subscription will help us continue to grow and reach more people with our important coverage of the conflict. You can also support us by liking and sharing our videos. Thank you for your support. And now, let's get back to the video. One thing is for sure, the coming weeks will be critical for the Middle East. All eyes are on Iran and Israel as tensions continue to rise. Only time will tell how this latest showdown will play out. But one thing is for certain, you won't want to miss a single moment of the action. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an update. We're bringing you the latest breaking news on the conflict between Israel and Iran every day. Don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Stay tuned, and let's see what happens next. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay safe.